Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on Inner Sense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Joanne. Today on our show, we're chatting with Rachel Cook Northway, founder of the North Edit, a clean beauty service that helps you create safer, more intentional personal care rituals. Rachel has spent over a decade in the clean beauty world, working with celebrated brands like Tenovertin, Cap Beauty, and Folane, and she loves every conversation with people about their rituals, from the little joys to the everyday struggles. Her own journey hasn't been all rosewater and chamomile. While expecting her second child during the pandemic, Rachel was diagnosed with breast cancer. This life-changing experience inspired her to transform her food and wellness rituals, and today she's thriving in remission with a passion for helping others elevate their routines. She's also the creator of Ginger, her latest clean beauty must-have, a refreshing rosewater and ginger-infused toner that's already been featured in Goop and Oprah Daily. Rachel has truly won the hearts of clean beauty enthusiasts and continues to inspire others to make the switch to safer and more mindful products. Let's dive into Rachel's story, her approach to clean living, and the philosophy behind the Northway Edit. Welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I'm super excited to dive in.
Thank you so much for having me, Joanne. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you'd like to add to your introduction? Any fun facts before we dive in? I don't know what it's like for you listening to an introduction. Sometimes it's like, for me, I'm like, wow, whoa.
Same, but your introduction was beautiful, and I believe
Good.
it covered it. I'm a mom of two, wife and mom, and yeah.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Well, that's great to know. Tell us specifically about your second pregnancy. Like, what clues did you have that led to your breast cancer diagnosis?
Yeah. Oh man. So it was the pandemic. It was 2020. When I found out I was expecting, maybe 2 months after it kind of officially began, the pandemic. And super excited, but also living in crazy times. I mean, the world really was upside down. And prior to that, I had a few miscarriages before that pregnant. I've had a few miscarriages throughout kind of my motherhood journey. So going into this pregnancy, I was already on edge and just like grateful, but scared, and the pandemic and everything else. And then fast forward to the holidays, I was, 7 months pregnant. And this might sound crazy, but I feel like with you and with your audience, this will sound crazy, but just something told me. It was really just like a nudge internally that said, I was in the shower and something just said, do a self check. And
Wow.
I felt something, I felt something, and, that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach. And it was the night before Thanksgiving. And so the next morning I called my doctor Thanksgiving Day and just let him know what was going on. And he's amazing and was just like, just calm, just stay calm. Come in on Monday when the office opens back up. And so I went in and he felt it too, but kind of felt like we could sort of wait because I was almost to the end. And so, but again, that nudge again was like, get it checked out. So I hopped off the examination table, went to his office and said, I think we really need to dig in here. I'm not looking for anything, but I just want to be thorough. So going back to your question, it really was just like this internal nudge that really pushed me to ask questions and advocate for myself.
Wow. How did that experience then transform the way you viewed personal care, wellness, and your daily rituals? I mean, well, first off, I guess that must have been kind of like I mean, I'm maybe jumping ahead a little bit and just, I could only imagine like what was that like initially? Like your world was probably turned upside down. And this was your second child, right? You were pregnant with
Yes.
your second.
This was my second child, but, it was actually my 5th pregnancy because I had so many
Oh, got it.
miscarriages, and
Mm-hmm.
so I really pushed for, further examination. This was like a Monday, so Thanksgiving happens, Monday, I'm in the office, on Tuesday, I go to the hospital for a ultrasound,
Mm-hmm.
and even that was chaotic because, again, COVID, mask
Mm,
mandates, can you bring a partner, can you not? Like, it
mm,
was just very, and anyway, again, that gut feeling, I'm on the examination table and they're doing the scan, and then I could see the nurse's face, and she did the
mm,
other side, and I could tell that she was comparing and contrasting, and I just, again, knew. And then
mm.
fast forward to Friday, we were doing biopsy, and the following Monday, it was confirmed.
Wow.
And, just all the feelings, scared, is this the end for me? The baby, how to get
Mhm.
him out, just
Mhm.
so much.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I can keep going. I can tell you more about how it all unfolded if you
Yeah,
like, but
sure, go ahead.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is helpful for people for sure to
Yeah.
mhm.
And so I was diagnosed, but they still needed to kind of get some more details from the lab samples. So there's still a few more days of like waiting.
Mhm.
But once we kind of got everything in, it was like, okay, you're diagnosed, and we're kind of putting an asterisk on it because we've got to do more testing after the baby arrives. And so, because I was at 7 months, then it was a slew of like OB appointments, and I had to transfer to a high risk doctor. And then it was, we have to get the baby out early. Are we going to deliver at 34, 35, or 36 weeks? Here's all the pros and cons, second opinions, third opinions, all of this within the span of 4 or 5 weeks, all through Christmas, all through
And did you have
holidays.
like a specific like underlying diagnosis as far as the cancer was concerned? Was that already confirmed and then they start talking about like what to do about the pregnancy or how to I just yeah, or is it all
Yes.
happening simultaneously?
It's all simultaneous. And it was like, this is your stage with an asterisk.
I see.
Let's pause, let's get the baby out, then we'll confirm your staging at the end,
I
and then
see.
we can attack. So just a slew of appointments all through the holidays, all through Christmas. And I had a 3-year-old child at the time, just trying to keep it together
Mm,
for them. So yeah, so just rolling forward, give birth, and then got everything confirmed and started treatment 2 weeks later. So
wow.
a whirlwind.
Yeah, and so what helped you get through those toughest days?
Yeah. The day that I found out, it was like this very rainy and cold day. And it was just, I felt really sad, but prayer and meditation really helped, like, initially, to ground me. I called my pastor straight away.
Mm,
Very, very close friends and family, like my immediate circle,
mm,
was like very much instrumental in me getting through those first days.
mhm,
And yeah, it's kind of a blur, but
mhm,
just trying to take it day by day and just waiting for like this test to come in and that test, and just trying to not get ahead of myself. That's
mhm.
how I did it.
Nice. That's
Hmm.
very, very sound advice for sure. Well, then back to the whole transforming your personal care and wellness and daily rituals. Like what tell me about that kind of journey, how that
Yeah. Prior to starting the Northway edit and prior to my diagnosis, I was already kind of in this clean world, worked
Oh,
for
you
10 over,
were. Got it. Okay.
yes, worked for 10 over 10 in Cat Beauty, full lane.
Mhm,
But my food rituals were not quite as clean as they could have been. And so
Mm-hmm.
after I was diagnosed, that was like one of the first things I wanted to tackle. My skincare
Mm,
was pretty good, hair care was good, but I really needed to fine tune food and herbal support. And so
mm-hmm.
that's where I headed first, as well as making sure I was getting daily movement.
Mm-hmm.
That was a piece of it.
Nice. Were there any surprising lessons about self-care that that you came away from this health journey?
Yeah, no, for sure. Therapy was another piece for me, just mental
Mhm.
health support. And in
Mhm.
therapy, um, I really learned the value of scheduling, almost like scheduling grief, scheduling crying time in your day. Because when you're in
Mm.
a storm, it can just feel so overwhelming that every minute is chaotic. But if you really just schedule time to cry or to worry,
Mhm.
that actually helped me quite a bit. So at first it was
Mm.
like 2 hours a day, one in the morning, 1 hour at night. And then I was able to kind of consolidate that. And during
Mhm.
that time, just like allowing yourself to feel whatever it is that you're
Mhm.
feeling, scream, whatever it is that you need to do.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Well, what advice would you give someone currently navigating cancer or any other serious health challenge right now?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there. I am with you, and you are more than your diagnosis.
Mm.
That is something that I heard early on. I think I read it even in a book.
Mhm.
You're more than your diagnosis. You're more than a my chart message. You're more than a test result. You are you and whole, and there's nothing wrong with you, but there
Mhm.
might be something that's come into your life path that needs to be managed. And so
Mhm.
just trying to think of yourself as more than just a test result.
Mhm.
That would be my message.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
What comes to mind for me is as a hairstylist watching people behind the chair, I think like you are more than your hair.
Yes,
we put so
right?
much we put so much emphasis or you're more than your exterior, what we see on the
100%.
exterior, right?
No, totally.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the Northway edit. What inspired you? Like, what
Yeah.
inspired you to bring that forward?
While I was working for Cat Beauty in particular, it was such a amazing. I don't know if you ever got a chance to come in, but it was such an amazing place in the West Village in New York, and I loved talking to people, just everyday people that were coming in looking for clean, just looking and discovering skeptical even wherever they were. And those conversations became so intimate. People were
Mm,
sometimes you were the first person to find out that they were expecting, or
mm,
health journeys. It was just became such an intimate space, the conversations. And
mhm,
so I just kind of like noted that in my brain, like, there's something here that I like. And as I move through my career, maybe there's something I can do with that. And
mhm,
then jumping to the pandemic and then through diagnosis and then into remission, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to like name this thing and just try to put some steam behind it and see if anybody's on board. And people really have responded well so far, thankfully, that
mhm.
this is something that people want or need, and it's a concierge service for people. And yeah, that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah, what does that look like working with you? Can you talk a little bit about that? Like
Yeah.
what that journey looks like?
It starts with an intake session. So that can be done virtually or in person, where I'm taking an audit of everything you're currently using. Or even if you're like, oh, I don't really use anything. Okay, great. What might you want to use? Is there anything on
Mm,
social that you've seen that you're curious about?
mhm,
Have you heard buzzwords that you think you might want to pay attention to? So I do that initial audit. Then I go back to my desk and put together a deck for the client with
mhm,
all the products that I'm recommending, and I make it very visual, almost like a magazine for them to flip through
mm,
and just kind of see. I also recommend hairstylists and estheticians that they should go to based on where they
mm.
live.
Nice.
Um, and then I offer shopping support. So when that client is ready to convert their skincare or body care, hair care, I can meet with them at the Detox Market or Goop, virtually or in person, and
Mhm.
really help them through that whole process. And then finally, they have me for 6 months afterwards. So they can
Mm.
call, text, email, and then I'm a support service for them.
That's amazing. That's incredible. That has to feel very supportive for somebody that's wanting to move in a more clean direction. That's incredible. Well, how
Definitely.
do you define intentional personal care rituals and why are they so important for overall wellness?
Oh, I love this. I think about, thinking about what you're buying and why are you buying it? So why are
Mm.
you buying that eye cream? Was it you were influenced, as we all are
Mhm.
on social
Yes.
or in shops, maybe we were influenced or we think we need something because we're um, in an anti-aging moment or we have acne and we think this is how. So really just thinking about like, why are we doing something?
Mhm.
Was the marketing jargon, like whatever it was. Um, and then also the connection to that item. Like way, way back, I was on a retinol and
Mm.
I used it because my derm put me on it. And it was
Mhm.
effective, but it was super drying. I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't wearing an SPF with it. And I really wish,
Mm.
just going back, if I had someone helping me,
Mm.
just kind of
Mhm.
like, this is the esthetician you should go to. This is a derm you should go to. This is how you should kind of create your ritual.
Mhm.
That would have
No,
been
that's
great.
makes a lot of sense. Well, congratulations so much on being featured in Goop and Oprah Daily.
Thank
That's
you.
so incredible. For inspiring entrepreneurs that might be listening, what strategies help you earn that kind of media attention? Like
Thank you so
give us your secrets. Like what advice would you, give somebody that's hoping to get on those types of radars?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Being in the room, those opportunities came because I was in a room. I was at events,
Mm. Mhm.
and then following up with emails and handwritten notes also.
Mhm.
So it's really about that face-to-face connection. I really do
Mm.
believe. And we have
Mhm.
LinkedIn and we have social, and those are like great support tools. But if
Mhm.
you're able to get in the room, whether it be a trade show, an event, a meet and greet, get there. There's
Yeah.
nothing like that face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, that's sound advice. Thank you. Well, tell us about ginger.
Yeah,
How did your toner come to life and what makes it unique to clean beauty?
absolutely. Ginger is a super simple rose water, and it's infused with ginger, aloe, chamomile, and witch hazel. Personally, I love toners and mists, and I have several. So I wanted to step into the skincare space. If I was going to step into skincare, I wanted to do something that was very simple, something that I love. And so that's why I chose toners. I also want the Northway edit as a concept to get out into the world. And so I figured a facial mist could be a fun way to do it. Um, and then your next question was, oh, what sets it apart? I would say what sets it apart is because it's so simple, you can add it to your collection of toners. So you don't have to get rid of your Tata Harper and your May Lindstrom and your Maximi Intuitive. Like whatever is in your collection that you love, keep it and just pop me on that shelf or after the gym, or maybe it's your travel one when you don't want to bring your really, higher priced one. It's an entry level toner and it's fun.
Oh, amazing. Sounds great. Well, do you have any plans to expand the ginger line in the future or?
I want to listen to my community and see what's needed. And if folks are kind of clamoring for more innovation, I'm happy to go back to the lab and start creating and thinking. But right now, I think I'm going to just have fun with ginger.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. That's so cool. Well, from your decade in clean beauty, what are some of the most common misconceptions people have about the industry?
Oh, yeah. I'll say one of the ones I hear the most is people think it's expensive, that all of it is expensive.
Mm.
And that's kind of one of the things I come across with my clients is they think, "Oh, I'm going into clean beauty now. Everything's going to double in price." And yes, we know that prices all over the place are going up, but I actually argue that you can spend a ton of money on things that aren't clean and that are not
Mhm.
safe for us. We know
Mhm.
who they are and where they are. And that's definitely one of the misconceptions. And then the other one that I hear often is this idea that you have to throw everything out at once.
Mm.
But I encourage people to start slow.
Mhm.
And if you want to toss everything at once, recycle it first and foremost. But
Mhm.
you don't have to throw everything out. So
Yeah.
not all at once.
Yeah, no, good. That's great. Sound advice for sure. Well, what's one
Hmm.
personal, either a favorite product, I guess maybe outside of ginger, or ritual or practice or something that no matter how busy life gets, you just wouldn't do without?
Well, the Inner leave-in conditioner,
Oh.
seriously. Because my whole
Yeah.
family, aside from my husband who's bald, everyone uses it, and it's
We have scalp
core.
oil for your husband.
Yeah. Yes, that's so funny because I love that oil, and I've never thought to use it on him, so I'm gonna
Let's
have
not
to
leave
do.
him out.
I love it. So the leave-in conditioner is
Yeah.
core product in our household.
Okay. Okay. Funny. I love that you say that. It's one of my favorites too. I think it's detangles hair beautifully. But I might encourage you to spray a little bit on your husband's head. Honestly,
Yeah.
you might want to get some feedback from him if you did that. Because I was just talking about that yesterday about how Greg cringes to hear me say it, but I do use the sweet spirit on my body sometimes, because if I
Yes.
have it in my beach bag and I'm getting a little dried out at the beach, I'll put it on my
Totally.
legs or my arms. So
I love it.
I love that. Yeah, definitely amazing. Well, how do you see the intersection of beauty, wellness, and mental health evolve over the next 5 years? Like, what's your thoughts around
Yeah.
that?
I actually think there's almost like two schools of thought. One
Mm-hmm.
is like this integration of tech and like
Mm-hmm.
utilizing like all the AI tools,
Mm,
weaving that into, whether it be being able to try on makeup virtually, which is already happening, but even just going further, like maybe there's ways to smell things. And then also the other school of thought I have is that we're going to start carving out like tech free spaces, almost like,
mm.
moments where like maybe there's more checking in of cell phones and then you go into the event. So you're
Oh, I
not,
love that.
I love it
Yes.
too,
Yes.
as a tool for like mental health as well,
Uh-huh.
analog.
Yeah. Oh, I just had this vision of like, could you give somebody like 15 minutes to do social media and then all the phones have to be checked in or something? Wouldn't that be
Absolutely.
an interesting way to try it?
I love that idea. And maybe that's the way of the future to
Yeah.
get us off of our phones and
Right.
get us into the moment and connected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, who or what has been the biggest influence in your personal and professional growth?
I would say in my personal growth, my children,
Oh,
truthfully,
yeah.
because through this health crisis, and the thing going back to my health journey, I was initially diagnosed as a stage 2, but after I gave birth, I was upstaged because it went to my liver. And so I'm actually
Mm,
on a lifelong of treatment, sort of a marathon
mm,
of sorts.
mhm,
And my kids are what I always turn to, that like no matter what's happening in my chart or in the waiting room or new medications, I still have them. And that's like,
mhm,
it's such an anchor for me.
mhm,
And then professionally, I go back to my time at Cat Beauty and also 10 over 10, the Darren
mhm,
Nadine from 10 over 10 and Braylon and Cindy at Cap. They were and still are such supporters of me, gave me an opportunity to really learn and dive into this space, and just invaluable experiences through both of those places of
mm,
employment. So,
mm. Love that. That's
yeah.
amazing. Well, I mean, looking back, what's one of the most what are your most proud of creating or accomplishing with the Northway edit? Like, is there
Yeah.
something specific looking back?
Um, Part of why I started this, one piece of it was I'm the girlfriend in the chat group where folks are DMing and texting, "What do I use? What about the
Oh,
pictures of
right.
is this clean?" And I just love kind of being that person and also like shining a light for Black women. Times are shifting and we are part of the conversation more than maybe
Mhm.
like 10 years ago when I started. But while there's still room to grow, I feel like I'm bringing people in. I hope I am.
Hmm.
And so that's like my biggest thing is like I'm showing up for my community. I'm connecting with people. I'm attempting to educate people and just show them that there's another way. And like when I walk by a hair salon and I see Innocence, truly, I'm like, oh, I know I can trust them. I know
Yes.
that this is a place for me and for my community because you've done
Mhm.
such an amazing job showing up in the multicultural space.
Mm,
Um,
thank
so
you.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely can add to that. For me, it was just always about wellness. And to
Mm,
me, wellness transcends everything. I mean, we all need clean beauty, and we
yeah,
all, yeah, it's not a hair type or a hair texture, or it's really just about hair health. And I think that,
yes.
yeah, so I appreciate you saying that, and that, that's a reflection from you. That goes a long way. So thank you.
Hmm.
Well, if the world could know one thing about you, what would it be?
Ooh, I'm here to serve. The Northway edit is for everyone. All are welcome. I would say probably from the age of 16 and up. Because the babies don't need me, but it's for everyone, and everyone is welcome here.
That's beautiful. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your wisdom, and your heart with us today. Your story is
Absolutely.
such a powerful reminder that beauty's more than skin deep. It's all about rituals, resilience, and the joy that can carry us through life. And then to my listeners, if Rachel's story inspired you, I encourage you to explore the Northway edit and perhaps bring a little more intention into your own daily ritual. And until next time, remember, always trust your inner sense because it's always guiding you back home to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself. Know that you are surrounded by love, and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends.